Good morning, you are welcome to Winning News Compilation. Coming up, the headlines. Department of Political Science Education of the University of Education, Winneba, held its third annual colloquium. Ghana Football Association cautioned Northern MP Samuel Okudzeto Ablakwa to desist from engaging in cheap political commentary. And to some international stories, YouTube blogs TB Joshua's account amid widespread human rights violations. My name is Nana Ama Nyameke Baini. You can watch us live on Facebook at Radio Windy Bay 98.3 FM. You can alternatively log onto the university's homepage at www.uew.edu.gh. Now the news in detail. Department of Political Science Education of the University of Education, Winneba, on 31st January 2024, held its annual colloquium at the North Campus Auditorium. It was on the theme Politics Amid Global Uncertainties, Option for Building a Resilient Society. The colloquium was to, among other objectives, solicit expert views from both the academia and social actors on the subject matter. Speaking at the function, a professor of political science at the University of Ghana, Legon, Professor Joseph Achuayi, has called on the Electoral Commission to engage in a broader consultation with the masses, especially political actors, before undertaking any electoral reforms. According to him, elections all over the world are contentious. Hence, the most prudent way to avoid such tendencies is to get input from the citizenry. The political scientists, however, support the proposal or the change in the date for the general elections from December to November, since, as he put it, December in itself is too crowded. He spoke with Windy News on the sideline of the colloquium.
Are about change. They are about the way you do things, and they are about the getting buy-in from major stakeholders. If the major stakeholders like the change, go along with it, particularly elections, which is always contentious in this country and elsewhere. Even in the US, elections are contentious. So I think that the most prudent way of doing things is to get buy-in and do the change. If the change is necessary, I myself, I don't like the December 7th one. Because it's too close. If you have a runoff, it becomes a problem, all of us. And December is always a very short month, crowded. And to have elections in this, even though we have done that in the past 31 years, fine, but we should change. We should not. There is room for human beings are not static people. Society is not static. And once society is not static, I will say that reform with the agreement of major stakeholders.
Sharing his thoughts on Ghana's current corruption perception index, Professor Ayi emphasized frequent ministerial reshuffles and punitive measures against corrupt officials. Let's take a listen to Professor Ayi Joseph.
For the election, so it's too short. What you can do is to have maybe some ad hoc measures like trying to deal with the perception of corruption high. It's very high. People feel that things are not going well. The abilities also of the government to punish people when they are wrong, and then reshuffle. You see, there has not been reshuffle under this government. It looks like the president is reshuffle phobia. I've always said that this is the only president in the history of this country who is not interested in reshuffles.
Away from that, the Electoral Commission on Monday, January 29, met the various political parties at its Inter-Party Advisory Committee meeting to continue deliberations on its proposal for the change of date for the general elections. The EC has proposed moving the date for both presidential and parliamentary elections from December 7th to November 7th. The opposition National Democratic Congress has, however, stated their opposition to the proposal, arguing that it doesn't give the EC enough time to organize an event-free poll. On the other hand, sources within the New Patriotic Party indicate that the party's hierarchy is still pondering over the matter to reach a decision. Meanwhile, the National Democratic Congress has rescinded its decision to boycott meetings of the Inter-Party Advisory Committee. The party made this known in a statement dated Sunday, January 28, 2024, signed by its General Secretary Fifi Fiavikwete. Moving on, Special Prosecutor Kisi Ejabin has called for the establishment of anti-corruption court to prosecute persons suspected to have engaged in corruption and corruption-related cases if the country is serious about fighting the menace. Speaking at the 2023 Corruption Perception Index Roundtable discussion, the Special Prosecutor expressed disappointment in Ghana's corruption score of 43, which has remained unchanged since 2020. Ghana scored 43 out of a clean score of 100 and ranked 70th out of 180 countries and territories included in the Corruption Perception Index 2023, released on January 30, 2024 by Transparency International. This marks the fourth consecutive year of stagnation in Ghana's anti-corruption effort, as indicated by the Corruption Perception Index. In sub-Saharan Africa, Ghana came 8th out of 49 countries. According to the Transparency International, Ghana's stagnated score highlights a global trend of deteriorating justice system, which is reducing the accountability of public officials and therefore allowing corruption to thrive. Reacting to the report, the Special Prosecutor made some demands, including the entrenchment of anti-corruption law enforcement institutions and the establishment of the Special Anti-Corruption Court to swiftly and efficiently deal with corruption cases. The Ghana Football Association has cautioned Northern MP Samuel Okudzeto Ablakwa to desist from engaging in cheap political commentary. In an interview with the media, Nana Odro Safo, an executive council member of the GFA, said Mr. Ablakwa needed to stop meddling in cheap political commentary and focus on his mandate to influence policy making. Odro Safo was reacting to Northern MP Samuel Okudzeto Ablakwa expose on the Sports Ministry budget for AFCON 2023. In a social media post, the NDC-MP published an official government document that shows the country allocated in excess $8.5 million for the tournament in Cote d'Ivoire. Speaking with the media, Odro Safo first claimed that the MP made the document public as a diversionary tactic. Moving on, the case management focal person of the National Malaria Elimination Program, Dr. Paul Boateng, has expressed concern over the presence of mosquitoes in hospital wards. He stated that it is a serious issue that needs to be addressed by health authorities and emphasized the importance of maintaining the cleanliness of insecticide-treated net. Mr. Boateng mentioned that the National Elimination Program provided the net for patients upon admission to health facilities. Speaking with the media, he noted that maintaining the hygiene of these nets affected their effectiveness. According to the case management focal person, in addition to providing bed nets and waiting for the National Malaria Elimination Program to conduct residual spraying in wards, hospitals should also take steps to eliminate mosquito breeding grounds, such as standing water around the facility. He stated that both citizens and health facilities play a role in eradicating malaria and emphasized the importance of individual and collective effort to combat the disease. The latest demographic survey on health by the Ghana Statistical Service revealed that the country is classified as one of the HIV fast-track infections countries. Out of the total of 16,574 new HIV infections recorded in Ghana in the 2022 national and subnational HIV/AIDS estimates and projections, female accounted for 10,927 of the cases, while males accounted for 5,647. Director General of the Ghana AIDS Commission, Dr. Trem Etuahine, said the country falls under the category because of an increase in new infections. He explained that those leading the spread of the virus are individuals engaging in same-sex marriage, actions which are illegal in Ghana, preventing them from seeking treatment. Speaking to the media, he said the people who contribute a significant amount of new infections in the country are criminalized. Men who have sex with men, sex workers, people who inject drugs, their activities are criminal in the country. Meanwhile, Mr. Atuahine indicated that there are plans to engage influential persons in society to promote awareness of HIV and AIDS. Also, a survey conducted by the Ghana Demographic and Health Survey of the Ghana Statistical Service has revealed that 2 out of 10 married men had 2 or more sexual partners in 2022. Out of the 7,044 men Out of the 7,044 men interviewed for the survey, the report revealed that the 17% of men aged 15 to 49 had 2 or more sexual partners in the last 12 months, and 35% had sexual intercourse in the last 12 months with a person who was neither their wife nor lived with them. Of the 35% of married men who had sexual intercourse with partners who were neither their wives nor lived with them, 17% reported not using condom during their last sexual intercourse. In contrast, out of 15,014 women interviewed, 23% had sexual intercourse in the last 12 months with persons who was neither their husband nor lived with them. Among these women, 11% used a condom during the last sexual intercourse with such a partner. In relation to sexual transmitted diseases, specifically HIV, 78% of women and 72% of men who have had of HIV or AIDS express discriminatory attitudes towards people living with HIV.